Being self-centered and thinking you're important is believing you're something you're not. But I know I am.
Nigel Cecil, calling things out.
Hello, Chakabatis, welcome. I've got my selfie cap on because we're going to be talking about Donald Trump and the BBC, following on from our video a few videos ago when we were going through the idea that Donald Trump was saying they were going to sue the BBC for billions, and the BBC, well, where are we now? Some of you have got in touch via our usual email address saying, what do you think about the BBC saying they're not going to pay any compensation? Our selfie cap. Our selfie cap, because we always apply showbiz principles and how showbiz celebrities wanting to stay top of the first division apply those principles as to the way they communicate with their fans. Celebrities know you never presume, you never assume. Your fans come first. And what others forget, politicians, well, they seem to think, well, we're a politician. We'll tick box A, box B, box C, and the message will get across. No, it won't. They're still all waving their hands about like this. Do they not realize waving your hands about detracts from the message? When you walk on stage as a celebrity pop star, you have that self-belief. It's not just being self-centered, as some would say, well, they're just being self-centered. They think themselves important. What's that phrase? Being self-centered and thinking you're important is believing you're something you're not. But I know I am. And that's what motivates a celebrity pop star. They believe in themselves, and the fans also can feel that vibration. Politicians, if they don't have that belief, Margaret Thatcher had the belief. Indeed, it's true to say Tony Blair had that belief. Love them or hate them, you knew they were going to do what they said they were going to do. So the BBC, with this particular case, making public the fact, well, we apologise. Hang on, you're apologising before you've reached out to the President of America. You've made your apology public. Someone should have got onto the President's office. Maybe they did straight away. And then you're saying, we're not going to pay any compensation. Now, you've really opened the Pandora's box, haven't you? You're already saying, no, get lost, get lost. This is the BBC telling the President of America to get lost. No, they should have reached out, presumably, to the President first and started a discussion. But no, and now because they've said they're paying no compensation, others are jumping in on the bandwagon because, well, it's free headlines. Liz Truss comes on. Did you see what Liz Truss was saying?
Both in the case of President Trump, but also covering up what's happening in Britain, whether it's mass migration, whether it's our economic problems, they are always biased towards the left. And the British taxpayer has had to pay for all of this fake news.
And then others jump in. But then from the BBC point of view, what about Lord Tony Hall? Lord Tony Hall, who was the Director General, was the chairman for some 7 years up to 2020. It would be inappropriate to pay public money, the license fee payers, to Donald Trump. Inappropriate. Think about it. Because some of you have said, is what Lord Hall's saying that, well, because Donald Trump is a foreigner, even though he has business interests in the United Kingdom, the BBC shouldn't pay money in compensation to foreigners because they paid compensation to Cliff Richard, didn't they, to Sir Cliff Richard, over $1 million or more, whatever it was. So if someone's saying Sir Cliff Richard should not have sued the BBC, and how dare Sir Cliff Richard win? And there's been quite a number of claims against the BBC over the years, so why is Lord Hall having a pop at Donald Trump? And then, of course, if you say, well, it's public money, what happens to the Horizon scandal? The sole shareholder was the government. So are we now saying, well, because it's government money, our money, you're not allowed to sue them? What about the NHS? What about the police? You can't sue them. It's government money. You see, so it's two sides of a coin, isn't it? Celebrity pop star one side and a politician the other, and we'll all have a little go, failing to join the dots. And that's the question with Donald Trump now. It's all been put into the public domain, and will it ever go away? Yes. It's easy to make it go away because, as Donald Trump said, it's complicated. But when you get right down to it, it's not complicated. Think in terms of celebrity pop stars, top of the first division, also being a politician. And then you'll easily come up with the answer, won't they, Hillary? We'll leave you with Donald Trump's quote. Until the next time, Chuckabutties, we look forward to speaking with you, having a little chat again. Don't we, Donald?
You know, it's complicated, but not really complicated when you get right down to it, right?
Nigel Cecil, calling things out.